Hello, it's Sunday and it's the first day of the Royal Readathon, and me and Liv we're getting ready to go live, and we already have people waiting. We have like 6 people waiting, is it? We have 6 people waiting and we don't go live for another 17.5 minutes. So yeah. But I'm burning my Starborn candle because I want it to smell like Hunt whilst someone reads Crescent City. He's reading Crescent City. See, we already have comments. Hello, so it is a lot later. Me, Liv and Lisa, we ended up streaming for like 7.5 hours almost. It was so much fun, and right at the beginning, like right near the beginning of the stream, I hit 400 subscribers. And by the end of the live sprints, I'm on 417, and I'm a little bit overwhelmed about it because my goal for the end of the year is 500 and I'm already like close-ish. I know it's like 417 and not 470, but that's still really like had a bit of a moment. But I started my first book, which is one of my books for Mulan, Strong Female Lead, and I'm reading The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. I got a pretty good chunk. It was a bit slow going at first. The first few sprints we did, I wasn't reading much. I wasn't really getting into it at all. So I am like 160 pages in and I'm unsure. And the reason I'm unsure is that I am here for the characters. Luca is my favourite character. I'm here for the characters, but I'm not really feeling the plot. And I really wanted to love this. I'm going to stick with it because, like I said, I'm enjoying the characters. And I'm hoping the plot, it did start off very military heavy, so I'm hoping that that is, now that that part is like not as prominent in the plot, I'm hoping I'll start to enjoy it more. And I mean, the last couple of sprints we did, I read more. I read at my normal kind of reading speed of like a page a minute, whereas like on the first few sprints I was reading like 17 pages in half an hour, which is not my normal like reading speed. So I'm hoping that is a good sign that it's picking up a little bit now. But yeah, I'm a bit about it. But tomorrow, me, Chloe and Helen are starting the air. I'm excited to read this. I've already like post-it noted our pages. I'm really excited to start reading this tomorrow. I am really tired because it's like, what time is it? It is just gone 11, but I'm thinking, now it's a dangerous thing for me to think, because also tomorrow I'll be starting my buddy read of Kiss of Death with my mum and my sister. So I'm thinking I might squeeze in Nimona tonight because it's a graphic novel, and that would make me feel a bit happier that I didn't get further in this by finishing Nimona. And I think that's going to be a really quick read. So I think I'm going to do that. But I am now going to take my makeup off and put my hair up in a proper bun out of my face. And I'm going to settle in and try and read a bit of that. So I will update you tomorrow. I'm really excited to have the week off work, like you don't understand. So excited. Tomorrow morning I am going to try and edit my June TBR because that is going up on Saturday. So obviously that'll be up by the time this goes up on Monday. But yeah, so that's that's going to be my plan for tomorrow morning, but I haven't got work, so I'm happy about that. So we've planned out our next sprints. Obviously they would have passed by the time you see this, but we're going to be doing sprints on Tuesday, which is Liv's birthday, and we're having a different guest this time. But honestly, chatting with Lisa was so much fun, because obviously we've chatted in like Discord chats and on Twitter, but we've never actually spoken like face to face essentially. So it was really nice chatting with her, and yeah, it was just so much fun. The end of the live stream was us talking about fan fiction. So that's where the ending went. But yeah, it was so much fun, and I will check in with you tomorrow on day 2, but that's day 1 complete. Hello, so it is Monday. I haven't been as productive as I would have hoped today. I never ended up starting Nimona last night. It's still sat there doing nothing. Today I did not start reading until super late in the day, like 2:30, 3 o'clock. It's now almost 4, but I have read today's pages of The Air by Kiera Cass. I don't know if I'm going to like this, because if you've read the original Selection series, you'll know that the Selection is basically the prince has 35 potential brides, and he has to basically pick one. It's like a competition, like the Bachelor type thing, or Bachelorette, whatever. And he has no choice in it. And this is basically the daughter of him and the person who wins the Selection, and they changed the law so that she doesn't have to go through this. She has a choice, but now things are happening, and she's basically being guilt tripped into it by her parents, even though she doesn't want to marry, and they're basically saying you don't have a choice. And I just really don't like it, because I feel like this is going to be, she's going to fall in love with someone and suddenly want to get married and have kids, and I don't like it when this happens. Like, if someone's so against marriage, just leave them be. Can you hear that rain? It's just started absolutely chucking it. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I loved the original series, but we'll see. I'm only like 52 pages in, so we'll see. I am about to do my buddy read pages of Kiss of Death, which is the first like 74 pages. I'm gonna be doing that next. But I thought I would just show you some mail I got. So I made an order with Disney Store because I have no control. If I could get them out. There we go. So first up, they released their Pride collection, and it's the Buy flag. So I absolutely had to get it. And then because I was going to have to pay shipping, I thought I would make the most of it and order the May the 4th pin. And it even has 2021. And the reason I wanted to get this one is because this is the first year I got to celebrate Star Wars Day as a fan. So I wanna have that reminder. So yeah, I got the Buy flag and the Star Wars one. Then when I bought the ticket to the Holly and Becky event, I also ordered Kate in Waiting, and that came, which yes, I'm so excited to read that. And then I might have done a thing, and I'm gonna unbox it and show you what I got, because I got a lot. One of the things I did order I got refunded for because it was out of stock, but let's see, shall we? I got a Fanta lemon. This is old school and makes me just go back to being like 17 and going to the gigs at Islington Academy in London, because there was a sweet shop that sold like American drinks and that, and I used to get one every time, and that's Mountain Dew. Love Mountain Dew. Then I got some munchies, which are cookie dough in the middle, which I did not know these existed. Then I got a baby Roof bar, because when I used to get the cans of Mountain Dew before a gig, I used to get a baby Roof bar because they were so good. And then I got some fudge. And then I got 2 bags of Pick and Mix. The bigger one is a mix of all different like fried eggs, hearts and that. And then the smaller one is just fizzy sweets. So there's some like fizzy peaches, fizzy cola bottles, things like that. So yeah, that's my sweetie order. This is going to get me through the rest of this week. And I'm very excited. But now I'm going to go back to reading. I've not read any more of The Unbroken today, clearly because I haven't read hardly anything today. But I am thinking I'm going to get my pages of Kiss of Death read now. And then Ashley is doing sprints on her channel tonight because today's the first day of Do the Thingathon. So I'm going to join those. And yeah, me and Liv have now planned out our sprints for the week. We're doing sprints with Ashley on Tuesday, so tomorrow, and then Wednesday we're doing sprints, and we might have a guest, we might not, we're not sure yet. So I'll catch up with you later. So I've not done this in a while, but I'm bringing you an update from bed because I'm tired. So I read today's pages of Kiss of Death. There is something that Shane does that I completely forgot he does, and it made my heart happy. I love Shane Collins. And then I joined Ashley's sprints on her channel. When I say joined, I like was in the comments, obviously. I managed to get some of The Unbroken read, which I'm really glad about. I'm now halfway through. I'm still not like sold on it. I'm feeling currently that it could just be a 3-star. But we'll see. The world building is quite confusing, and I'm not sure if that's just me being oblivious. I don't know. But I'm here for the characters, but that's about it. But yeah, I don't know. I found out, or rather I discovered, one of the books on my TBR, The Witch's Blood, is on Scribd as an audiobook, and I kind of want to do something like non-reading productive tomorrow, and I want to like deep clean the bathroom, the toilet, and like maybe the kitchen. But I am planning on doing some baking a bit later on in the week, so I'm thinking I might just do part of the kitchen, and then the part where I do the baking, I'll do that after I've done the baking. And thinking audiobook, but obviously all my books are physical. But because The Witch's Blood is on Scribd, I think I will listen to that while I'm doing some housework. I did actually listen to the second book in that series, because this is the third book. I listened to the second book on audiobook and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think I'll do that for the third book. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you that bit of an update before bed. But I'm going to bed now, so I will catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, it is Tuesday, and I'm having issues. I've literally read 3 pages and I'm already having issues with today's pages. So spoilers for this if you've not read it, so just be warned. She says about being uncomfortable because, you know, she's about to read out the names of the 35 people that will be the potential future husbands. You know, the future husbands she doesn't want. And she says to her mum about feeling uncomfortable. And her mum says, just remember how the boys are feeling. I'm sorry, the boys have chosen to put their names in for this. She didn't choose it. She was manipulated into it. It's really annoying me. I am really not enjoying this. This is going well. Okay, so I've read today's pages of The Heir. and I think it's going to go the way I think it's going to go, which I don't actually know if I'm happy about. But one thing I will say, the character Henry is the most adorable. He's so cute. But yeah, I've done today's pages of this, so I'm now gonna read today's pages of Kiss of Death. I did also start The Witch's Blood this morning, however I'm this far in, but I was listening to the audiobook because I was listening to it whilst deep cleaning the bathroom, which sounds adult and boring. So now I'm gonna read today's pages of Kiss of Death. Hello, it is Wednesday. I have some reading updates. I am going to be going live very soon. We're going live and doing some reading sprints in just over 20 minutes, but I made some progress on The Witch's Blood. I am over halfway through now. I was deep cleaning the kitchen today and decided to just like stick the audiobook on, and it was so nice because I'm pretty sure I did that with the second book as well, cleaned whilst listening to it. So yeah, I'm over halfway through. I'm 12 chapters in and really enjoying it. I love the little twist on what they've got to do, and yeah, I'm not gonna say more than that because obviously it's the third book in a series, but really enjoying it. I have almost finished my buddy read pages of Kiss of Death, which will take us to like, we're over halfway. This I think might be the one before my least favourite, but maybe not. I can't exactly remember the order, but I'm loving this so much. And yeah, I don't have any updates from last night. I don't know if I did actually update you, but I'm like 80 pages from the end, so I'm definitely finishing this on my sprints tonight. I do have some bad news. I'm DNFing this. DNFing it. I can't. I'm almost halfway through, but I'm just at the point where I literally threw it. Put the bookmark in and threw it down because it's really annoying me. So I'm going to say spoilers, so I'll put a little timestamp here for what you can skip to if you want to avoid the spoilers from this. But basically, it starts off and we're all like, oh, so the selection doesn't need, like, they don't have to do the selection, it's a choice. And the main character is like very adamant. She doesn't want to have to marry to rule with a man by her side. She's very happy just being her. She doesn't want to fall in love and get married and have all that. And she basically is manipulated into doing the selection, and just to keep peace in the country, which already is horrendous. But then she basically says that she will give it 3 months, she'll give it a go, blah blah, but with conditions. And then people just keep manipulating her because I feel like they know that she's not actually going to do, like, follow through and marry someone from the selection. And they then basically are constantly like making comments. And something her brother said right near the end was, I always thought that you were the one person in the world I would always understand. No matter what, I thought you'd always understand me too. But you tease me for being in love, and when the opportunity to find someone falls into your lap, you hate it. Yeah, she hates it because she doesn't want it. Like, don't guilt trip her into it. It really annoyed me. But I'm going to stop talking about it now. I am DNFing it. As far as I'm concerned, the selection series is the selection, the elite, the one, the heir and the crown don't exist. Yeeting it, it's going, I'm done. I'm not happy with it, and I'm gutted about it because, like, I loved that original trilogy, but I will be freeing up 2 spaces on my shelf. I am going to keep the original trilogy because I really loved the original trilogy, but as far as I am concerned, the series ended. with a trilogy. There are no other books apart from the collection of short stories, which is based on the original trilogy, I think. But yeah, so that's all that I have up to update you right now. But yeah, I have got sprints in like just under 20 minutes, so I am going to chat to Liv a bit before we actually go live. So yeah. So it is a lot later, it is almost midnight. Me and Liv did sprints until about just before 11:30, and then we've just come off of FaceTime. But I had a very successful evening. So I did finish The Unbroken, and I'm very sad to report that this was a 2-star on CawPile. I really wanted to love this. The premise sounded amazing. I just don't think it was executed very well. Every time I put it down, I had literally no interest in picking it back up, and if it wasn't for reading sprints, I don't think I would have picked it back up. So I'm really disappointed in this. I did like the characters. The characters I think got the highest rating on CawPile, but it wasn't a high enough rating to bring it up further than 2 compared to the rest of the individual like numbers on there. But yeah, intrigue was really low, enjoyment was really low. The way it ended makes you, well, it's supposed to make you want to pick up the next book even though it's not out yet, and I just had no interest. I've got no interest in continuing the series, unfortunately, and I'm really sad about that because I really wanted to love this. But this was one of my picks for Mulan, which is Strong Female Lead. So that's my first book for Royal Readathon done. I'm really happy with that. And then I still had time, so I finished today's pages of Kiss of Death and read tomorrow's pages. So I only have 1 more day's worth of pages to read. I love this. I love the characters in this so much. And this one is one of the ones that makes me laugh more. There's so many like little sarcastic comments that I just live for. But yeah, so almost finished that one. So yeah, successful day today. And yeah, I am gonna catch up with you tomorrow when I will be with Liv. I'm so excited to see her. It's been so long. To vlog yesterday with Liv getting here and just having the excitement of being with my friend again. We didn't get around to it. I did do some reading today and yesterday, so I have just finished Kiss of Death. This was a 4-star. I think this was on the higher end of the 4 stars. This is one of the ones higher up on my favourites. This one's really good. I really like this. Yesterday I made massive progress on The Witch's Blood. I only have this much left, which is like 100 pages. I was hoping to get this read today, but we actually ended up going to do some shopping today. We was going to do it Sunday, but we decided to do it today because where it's a weekday, it would be less packed, and you know what, it wasn't that packed, which was good. And I'm not going to show you everything I got, but I want to show you a few things. So we were at Primark and I got this gorgeous cushion. I wanted the grey one, but they didn't have the grey one, so I got the black one instead. I also got this weekender bag because a while back I had to throw out my weekender bag when I was like having a clear out because it was really old and falling apart. So I got a new one which matches. Liv actually got me this when she was in her store a few weeks back and I just gave her the money for it, but it's the matching backpack. And then I got these set of tumblers. Now I do have 2 lots of these from a couple of years back when they did them, but those colours are pink, red, yellow and blue, and the pink and red look far too much alike. these ones have green in, so I'm really happy about that. And we also went Disney Store, and I could not resist getting the Pride top. And although I should definitely not be buying mugs, I got a mug because it was not only on sale, but it has all of the Aristocats on it, which it's so hard to find stuff with all of them on it, so I couldn't resist. So I got that. There was an Aristocats top, but they didn't have it in my size, which I was gutted about, because on the front it had Duchess and Thomas O'Malley, and then on the back it had the rest of them, and I was gutted they didn't have it in my size, but they had this in my size. And then, because I missed out on the full size key, I got the pin version of the Mando key. So that's not everything I got. I also got books, obviously. It was double points weekend. So yeah, we got Taco Bell. It's been so long since I had Taco Bell and it was glorious. But yeah, it's now 5:30. I wanted to be in bed by 4 because we're getting up at like 11:30. We're getting up at 11:30 because we're doing a 24-hour readathon. So I was hoping to be in bed by 4, but that's not happened. I'm thinking I'm gonna sort this stuff out, put it on the floor or something, take my makeup off, get in bed, and I'm gonna stick the audiobook on for this and see if I can finish it, because I don't have much left of it. I think I've got like 45 minutes left. So yeah, I want to see if I can finish it before midnight. And then at midnight I'm gonna start something else, which I will tell you later. But for now, I'm gonna go and get in bed. So it is about 11:30 p.m. I am literally just woken up, which you can probably tell. I got like 5 hours sleep, so hopefully I'll manage the whole 24 hours, not 48 hours. I couldn't get to sleep at first, so I did end up finishing The Witch's Blood by Catherine Elizabeth Core. This was a 4-star, and you know what, I actually really enjoyed the ending to this trilogy. I thought it was really well done, and I actually didn't like, I knew how it was going to end, but I didn't know how they were going to get there. So that was really interesting to see how it was done, and I think it was done really well. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I can't really say anything about it other than that because it's the end of a trilogy. But I really enjoyed it, and yeah, that was another book. I don't think I mentioned before when I was talking about Kiss of Death. Kiss of Death was for the Mulan prompt, read a book with a strong female lead. This is Ursula prompt, read a book with a witch. So I now have 4 books to go to complete the Royal Readathon. I have Sight Witch, Nimona, Red, White and Royal Blue and Sea Witch. So I am gonna go make myself, dish myself up some Chinese and then get cracking on reading with Liv. Hello, it is officially Saturday. It's like almost 10 o'clock in the morning, but I'm doing very well for time reading wise. So I started off reading Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This was my book for Book with the Prince, because we have Prince Henry. And this got 4-star, very, very high 4-star. I was a bit worried going into this because I thought, I'd heard a lot of people say that as it's written by an American, the British stereotypes in it aren't great for a British person to read. But Liv, as well as some other people, have said that like it's still really good. And I will say there were some stereotypes in there. However, apart from Prince Henry being obsessed with Jaffa cakes, the other British stereotypes weren't generalised British stereotypes. They were stereotypes aimed at the royal family or just like upper class posh people in general. And as a British person, I can wholeheartedly say the stereotypes are accurate for that. As well as the Jaffa Cake one, because everyone loves Jaffa Cakes. But yeah, I don't understand why people got so annoyed about it, because they're accurate and they're not, it's not stereotyping everyday people like us. It's stereotyping of the royal family and posh people, and I'm common as muck. No, it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I cried at parts and I laughed at a lot of parts. This might have hit the 5-star mark, but on Corpal, writing did get a slightly lower number, purely because of the amount of pop culture references in it. So Star Wars is mentioned a few times, which I don't mind so much, but Harry Potter is mentioned a few times, and this was written in 2018, 2019, I think. So, you know, it's a bit understandable, but it's still, there was only like 4 mentions of it, and then like 3 mentions of Star Wars, and the rest of the mentions weren't like fandom. They were more like David Bowie is mentioned, which, you know, that's not that I wouldn't class that as a pop culture reference, because it's not like a fandom or anything. It's just an artist that's relevant. But yeah, apart from that, I couldn't really find much fault of this. I really loved this. It was amazing, and thank you so much, Liv, for gifting me this and forcing me to read it, because I'm really glad I did. I was on the fence about it, and I'm glad I decided to actually read it because it was so good. So there's that done. Then for Sleeping Beauty, a book that's been on your shelf a lifetime, I read Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This is just a graphic novel. This is classed as middle grade, I believe. And this was just really cute. This was a really quick read for me. This was also 4 stars. And I love the art style in this. It's such good art style. And I just... Nimona and Blackheart's friendship is brilliant. And yeah, I just absolutely love, I don't really know what else I can say about this. Blackheart is the villain. Nimona is his sidekick. And yeah, I really liked this, and I'm glad I finally read it. And thank you to my friend Nikki for gifting me this. I'm sorry it took me so long to read it, because I loved it. So that's 2 books down, which means this is all I have left of my May TBR. That is a tiny novella, and this isn't that long. I think I'm going to go for this next, because I know at some point I will start to lag, which is the point I'll pick up this, because that's going to be a lot easier, because I also have the audiobook that I can listen along. But this is like less than 350 pages, so this is the one I'm going to start next. This is also been on my shelf forever, but I'm actually using this, I think I'm using this one for Witch and this one for Shelf a Lifetime. But to be fair, they would both work for both of those prompts, because I've had them both for like a lifetime. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go for Sea Witch next, so I will update you later on how I get on with that. We had our Chinese at like midnight. So good. We've got leftovers for lunch, and we just ordered McDonald's breakfast, and it was, well, not just, we ordered it a while back, and it was just so good. I love McDonald's breakfast. But I am gonna catch up with you later. Hello, so it is a little bit later. I am still on sprints with Jade, Vish, Ashley and Steph. A sprint's just finished. However, I have just finished Sea Witch by Sarah Henin. This came out as a 4-star. I really enjoyed this. I didn't actually realise, because it's been so long since I read the synopsis for this, but this is a Little Mermaid retelling, which, you know, you would think I would have figured that from the name, but I didn't. But yeah, really enjoyed this. And yeah, 3rd book of the day down. So I only have to read Sight Witch now, but I am going to have a bit of a break because my eyes are hurting a bit. I think this might be the last sprint. I think Jade said she was only going till about 5. But yeah. So, it is a lot later. I'm not going to make it to midnight. However, it is about 20 past 10 p.m. and I have just finished Sight Witch by Susan Dennard. This was a 4-star. This was a really good little insight and I'm glad I read it. I think I really wish I had read it before I read Blood Witch the first time. But I'm glad that I've read it now. It was really interesting. I don't really know what else to say. I was a bit confused on the timelines until right near the end, but apart from that, I really enjoyed it. Obviously it got fairly low ratings on some things because it is only a novella, but overall I really enjoyed it. But having said that, that means I have completed my Royal Readathon TBR with 1 hour and 40 minutes to spare, and I am so happy about that. So let's just go through what I read this week. So for the Sleeping Beauty prompt, I read Nimona and Sight Witch. For the Mulan prompt, I read The Unbroken and Kiss of Death. For the Ursula prompt, I read The Witch's Blood and Sea Witch. And then for Prince Florian, I read Red, White and Royal Blue, and I did read almost half of The Air before DNFing it. So I'm really happy with this. This is a good stack. I'm really happy with this. I also was low-key taking part in Do the Thing-a-thon, in which I wanted to do buddy reads, finish or continue series, read books I've had forever, and read BookBox books. So this is literally the only one I couldn't really fit on any of my goals for Do the Thing-a-thon, but apart from that I managed to like cross it over with my own readathon. I also have really enjoyed doing sprints this week. It's been so fun. So obviously me and Liv did sprints with Lisa on Sunday, Ashley on Tuesday, just us two on Wednesday, and then I joined Jade's sprints today and it was really lovely. So yeah, I haven't really got anything else to say other than I've had a really fun time, and me and Liv cannot wait to announce our next readathon, which will be taking part in August. It will be another month-long one and we're really excited. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap this vlog up now because I am gonna go to sleep. I've been awake for like 23 hours now and I'm so tired. But I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you took part in the Royal Readathon, let me know how you did in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye.